I think the best thing I ever did was say this dream out loud to the people who care about me the most. And when you're stuck, you raise your hand.
Having someone that can be there with you to navigate that without any sort of judgment.
I'm Michelle.
And I'm Whitney. This is the Use Your Fear podcast.
Southwest.
This is... I don't know where this conversation's going to go. I'm flying by the seat of my pants here.
That's exactly what we're doing. We are flying by the seat of our pants,
I guess.
So, yeah, well, welcome back to the Use Your Fear podcast. This is going to be a little different of an episode. Michelle has had quite a journey over the last couple weeks for sure, but years to get here. So we're going to talk about it. When was it? Wednesday you got your diagnosis?
Yes. I feel like I should start in the beginning. I don't know. How far do we... I don't know.
Why don't you start with finding out what your diagnosis was?
What do I do with my hands?
What do I do? What do I do with my hands? Very Talladega Nights. Yes. So why don't you start by telling our wonderful listeners about what you were diagnosed with, and then we can kick it back into like, when did you start kind of feeling like you thought something was different and you needed to? I mean, I feel like it's always been there, but like, when did you really take those steps to get to where you are now? So start with our diagnosis.
Diagnosis? It's very strange that you're in the driver's seat right now, by the way. I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to get used to it. It's a little, I'm getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. So yeah, I was diagnosed as level 1 autism and ADHD, inattentive, which we already knew. Generalized anxiety disorder, knew that one already. And then chronic depression. Ooh. And that was the diagnosis they gave me. And I did the assessment a few weeks before it all kind of stemmed from my sister, actually. We were both ADHD. We talk about it just like Whitney, you and I talk about neurodivergentness. And I've been knee deep in ADHD, TikTok and Instagram. And then recently I found out that you can actually have autism and ADHD at the same time. They just discovered this in 2013, fun fact. And because I'd always felt like ADHD, yeah, that tracks 100%. But then some of it didn't. For instance, you get bored easily. I never get bored. I can maybe count on one hand how many times I've gotten bored in my life. I am really good at going internally and being in my own world until, I don't know, the flight lands or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, so my psychiatrist and my therapist both recommended me, after I talked to them about my reasoning, why my sister brought up, hey, maybe you have AuDHD. And so I brought it up to them. And I was like, well, I mean, at least test so we can rule it out. And surprise, here I am.
Here you are. I remember you were reading a book recently, and you and I were texting about it or talking about it, and you're like, there are two people I thought about while I was reading this book.
I see some similarities here.
Interesting.
Which is funny because you're the one who ignited my ADHD search. Gosh, that was a year ago.
I didn't realize how much being in perimenopause affects being ADHD or neurodivergent, autism, all those things. Like, because I felt like I had a good handle, even though I was diagnosed in middle school, but I still was able to do the things I wanted to do and didn't feel like I was a failure at them. So it's like, I never really thought about it. I actually didn't think about it until I stepped into a district manager role. And then that's when things started getting harder. But that was shortly after I realized I was started perimenopause. So it all just kind of went together and I just couldn't get my life together. And then again, on the, Instagram, Facebook, Reels, TikTok, all of that, diving into people with ADHD and perimenopause, searching for answers of why is it like this, that ignited mine, which I definitely ignited yours. So it's been a wild journey for sure.
We went down the rabbit hole for sure. But if we didn't have social media staring us right in the face, talking about symptoms, I wouldn't have known. The more I think about it, because it's not something that's communicated. Like I don't know. It's just it.
I think there's still a stigmatism around it.
Yes.
You instantly think about autism and you immediately go to that level 3, nonverbal autism, not being able to function in life, not being able to be on your own. And I think that's where people automatically go when they think about autism, not realizing that it is a spectrum. There are so many different levels. I know there's officially 3 levels, but different, it affects everybody differently, just like ADHD does. And I think, ADHD has come a long way in the way that people perceive that. It's a little bit more socially acceptable, I think, still than autism. And then not even realizing you could have both until 12 years ago. Like, It's crazy to think that we know it all and, things are going to continue to change. I love when people will say like, oh, well, we didn't have this, And one of my favorite quotes that I found about it is, well, yeah, we found out we had more stars when telescopes were invented. Like, we don't know everything, and we have to understand that the criteria changes because they learn more about it. They realize that you can have both, and it's going to affect more people, and we have to just be okay with knowing that things aren't always going to be this way for the rest of our lives. We grow. The world grows. Science grows. So,
well, and women haven't been a part of the scientific conversation consistently, and that's where everybody's mind goes to is, oh, ADHD, that's a little boy in a classroom causing a ruckus. Girls show up completely differently. We internalize so much that nobody sees it. You only know it's there if you ask questions. And who's going to do that? Let's be real. But then like the autism part that I'm just now putting the pieces together, if you will. Now, like it was hearing the diagnosis, it was relief. It was validation. I cried, but then I kept it together. But when I got off the call with the doctor, because it was a telehealth, I just sobbed, but it was like a good sob. It was like, finally, like, I've always felt like things just felt a little bit harder for me. Like, it just seemed like everybody else had it a little bit easier, and I could never understand why. And like talking to the doctor, going through, I guess I'll give you an example, right? So he's going down the results, and for instance, short-term memory. The average score is between 90 and 110. I was 74.
I'm so curious what mine would be.
And I'm like, is this what it is? Because as a server, I could never remember like orders. I had to write down if you needed ketchup or a napkin. Like I would immediately go to the kitchen and be like, the fuck am I supposed to get right now? Like, I had no idea. Like, I still in the middle of the night will wake up and I'm like, I forgot her ketchup. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like,
Ranch for table 11.
And like, I was in theater, and I would have to lock myself away from Friday night until Sunday without anybody else, and I would just say my lines over and over and over and like beat them in my head before they actually stayed. I was terrible at Spanish. Awful. Because I didn't understand it. So I was just practicing the words over and over and over and over and over verbatim. There's things about school where I would practice what was in the textbook verbatim. Like, a lot of times you pull context clues from the book into the tests. And so I would just memorize it good enough for the test, and then it wouldn't stay. And I also scored extremely high on high ADHD brain right now. I scored exceptionally high on conforming, people pleasing, because I've always been worried about how I've looked. Like, even now, I have to proactively relax my body because I have practiced in the mirror how to smile, how to laugh, how to sit a certain way so maybe I look a little skinnier. I've done all that my whole life. And now my body just automatically does it. Like, I would play tennis and my instructor is like, your knuckles are white. Like, you don't need to grip the racket like that. But it's just... And P.S., you know why I like tennis so much?
Why?
Because you have to be quiet in the points so I could focus.
Interesting.
I didn't know that at the time. But that's why that was the sport that felt the most comfortable to me.
I wonder if that's why I like diving and mascotting.
I've been a super chameleon, and a part of me had shame for that. But now I realize, like, that is how my brain is wired to fit in, because I'm afraid to stand out. You're dancing around that. I'm too much. I'm not enough. I'm too much. I'm not enough. That is a very AuDHD thing.
Are you diagnosing me right now?
Yes, I am. I'm a professional now. P.S. I am not like I am not going to be the spokesperson for every autism ADHD. I am learning. I'm learning more about myself. I'm now learning how to take care of myself better, in a healthier way. I used to carry a lot of shame. I didn't like myself until this year. Period. I finally wrote in my notebook, I love myself. And that was in April. And I was like, holy shit, I've never actually believed that. Because I was like, oh, why can't you do that like other people can? Why can't you move quicker? Why can't you like get this done? Why can't you focus? Why can't I was just beating myself up. Like I was saying things to myself that I would never say to anybody else. I was treating myself like the scum of the earth instead of I should be my own best friend. Because I thought that I was like a drill sergeant. Like I would straighten up. And that used to work. I used to get up at 5 a.m. and go to row class at 5:30, and I every single morning and eat the same thing every single day, and keto, and no breaks, no days off, write 10 things I'm grateful for and 10 goals every single day. And then if I didn't write them, I would make myself go back and write them, even if it meant standing up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, I would punish myself.
I think I still have my 10 goals for 10 years in my notes.
That's right. We did that together.
We did.
The 90 days.
Oh no, it looks
90-day challenge. What was it called?
Yep. It was the 90-day challenge. Whoa, I'm like all up in my desk right now. Sorry. No, it looks like I did finally delete it.
I saw my books. They're in the closet.
But I do have from April 14th, 2019. That was the day my husband said he'd stop being an asshole.
That's an important date to note.
I have October 17th, 2020, the colors and the names of the Ninja Turtles, so I wouldn't forget.
Oh, that's important. That is important information that you should pass on.
As a boy mom, I needed to know.
Exactly. It's important information. Send it to me later. Just kidding.
Done.
But yeah, it just makes so much sense. My fine motor skills glitch a lot. In fact, when because you have to have symptoms from childhood. And because I really think my symptoms have exacerbated in perimenopause.
100%.
I think I was maintaining as much as I could, but then it was like when I hit perimenopause, it was like the wheels were off and I couldn't mask anymore. I couldn't just force myself or push myself to perform anymore. It just stopped.
We wouldn't know about perimenopause if we didn't have social media and people talking about it.
Touche. When I was diagnosed, oh my gosh. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, I have been, since I think 2020 is when my symptoms started. And, starting with chronic migraines and going into all these other things, anxiety. And I have definitely had moments where I'm like, is this the end? Like, am I just falling downhill and slowly dying right now? Because I don't know what's happening to me. And no doctors ever said the word perimenopause to me. I had to find it out on my own.
Yes.
And I finally brought it up. And for the first, when I brought it up to my doctor, she's like, okay, well, let's get tested, test your hormone levels. And of course, they were normal. So, but I had some other things going on. So we're like, well, let's try this couple things. So she was trying to work with me. And then when I came back, I had a full list of symptoms that I know I've shared with you. And that's when I was like, these are symptoms I have had, and these are things that I'm on medication for. She's like, oh, yeah, no, I think you are. Like, once you could see the whole big picture of it, it's still kind of like, there's so many things. I feel like it could be the start of even something more. But again, that's an internal feeling I have that I'm worried that it is something else. But I will never know until maybe it's too late. I don't know. So,
Well, first of all right, let's pause and talk about perimenopause for just a second. Okay. Yeah, when I started talking to my doctor a year ago, and I was told I'm too young. And I was like, what? Okay. Then why do I feel this way? Like, I have heart palpitations. I was sweating. I was like having panic attacks.
I have a big box of Gas X.
Yeah. Yeah. I had GI issues. I had like all this stuff. And I was like, what? And then like I had brain fog. I felt like I had a tank that I could pull resources from to execute my job or, be there for my friends or my family or like think through problems at all. And it's like I went to pull it out and there was nothing there. And so I think we were talking about perimenopause around the same time because, I don't know, you probably found it or something. But I don't remember who. We'll just give that one to you.
I definitely self-diagnosed because I was already on medication, I think, when I started talking to you about my symptoms. And then that's when you were like, oh, because I've been on medication for a couple years now.
And you don't realize their symptoms because they happen slowly over time. And so you're just like, oh, just work harder or just, get up earlier or like,
why do I need 2 naps on a Saturday?
Yes, exactly. Why am I a zombie after a large event? I used to be able to recover after half a day and now it takes me 3. Like, what?
Yeah.
But like, so I brought it to my doctor and he's like, well, we'll just test your hormones. And I was like, cool, awesome. So I was like, I was ready for these answers, right? The test is ridiculous. It's you test this whole panel. They don't ask you when your last period was. All they do is look at, oh, these are the different phases of the menstrual cycle, what's going on throughout the month. So if you fall in here, then you're in this phase. But if you fall here, you're in that phase. So that means you're normal. And so the range of hormones go from, they're ginormous. Like, and they don't ask you when's your last period. They don't ask you anything. They just say, oh, your hormones are this level, then this is the phase you're in. You're normal. I'm sorry, what? No. Like, how do you know you don't know. Like, I sound crazy right now, but I'm just like, I've been pulling my hair out for a solid year. Like, something's wrong, something's wrong, something's wrong. I don't feel like myself. I can't rally like I used to. Like, and I know, okay, you're getting old. Like, I get it. But not like this. And yeah, finally after a year, she's like, oh, well, you've had these symptoms for a year. So yeah, you have perimenopause. I was like, what? She's like, you had to show them over time. Well, I mean, I'm the asshole that didn't go to the doctor for 20 years. So there's that. But
so it's on you.
It is on me. It's wholly, I will take accountability. 100%. But like, yeah, a year ago, I was like, okay, I need to go to the doctor. Like, I'm 41. Like, never had a mammogram. I need to get this shit done. And so, yeah, that's that's where the rabbit hole started. Turns out I have anemia, so I get to go get to pump iron every 6 to 8 months.
Not at the gym, at the doctor's office.
At the doctor's office and talked to very weird people. Somebody tried to save me at the last one.
Like being kidnapped saved, or like
No.
Jesus saved?
It was the Jesus one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Did they try to do like the Pentecostal snake wielders where they like touch you on the head and you fall down?
Yeah, he was talking about different realms and how he's a lawyer for Jesus. And so, I don't know. That's another podcast probably for another day. But
Oh God, that's like getting into some Dante's Inferno shit.
exactly. Very kind guy. And his wife was super sweet. She got me an extra pillow. It was so sweet. So that's, yeah. I started talking to them and I was like, can you adopt me? You guys are the cutest. And then I didn't get a word in after that.
You messed up.
Why am I nice?
Because you're autistic.
Anyway. Yeah. But yeah, I get low iron, so I'm going to hematologist, and I found out in January I have asthma. I've been an athlete. Like, I've never gone into like anaphylactic shock. I've always had allergies. But when I moved to Houston, it was like my allergies went skyrocketed times 10. And I was just getting something like a respiratory gunk thing every single month, or at least every other month. And then I had some random doctor, because I didn't have a doctor. I was just going to urgent cares, of course. And he was like, here, have an inhaler. Maybe this will clear out your lungs. And it did. And then I stopped getting sick. And then when I needed that inhaler not renewed, refilled. Thank you.
Refilled.
Brain fog, y'all. Brain fog is real. But yeah, when I went to go ask another urgent care doctor if they could refill it. And well, you don't have asthma. Okay. Well, you can't get addicted to an inhaler. And if it helps my allergies, like, hey, nope, not getting it to you. And then I was getting sick all over again. And then, anyway. Yeah. And then I found out allergic to everything. But so when you're getting assessed, they ask, do you have any symptoms from being a kid? And if I look back, so when I was a kid, I loved to dance. Like, my mom used to just put on music and either put me in the room or put me outside, and I would just dance for hours and have the best time. Guess what? That is a sign of autism. I can get lost in my own world. And I've been like that since a baby. Like, I was always the good baby because I was very quiet, and you could just pass me around to the next person. And
I always took care of myself. I always did my own things.
Yes.
I always figured out, like, got out the activity book of art stuff, and I would do my own things. Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, oh, did you have an imaginary friend? I go, I had a city.
I had an imaginary horse that ran next to the car.
That's cute.
I'd watch it.
I had a city. It was like I was in a parade at a city all the time. Everybody's waving at me.
I pretended I was a dog for like multiple years. And like, not all the time, but like my mom made me a Halloween costume and I had this dog mask, and I was a dog for Halloween for like 3 years in a row. Mm-hmm. And I just wear it around the house normally.
I love that. I had to teach myself how to tie my own shoes.
Oh, yeah.
No one couldn't. Everybody tried to show me, and I was like, I'm not getting it. And I would get so frustrated. So I just, forget this. I'm going to figure it out myself, because that's how I do everything. And I locked myself in my room for like 3 hours. It's my mom's favorite story. And I came out and
video of how you actually tie your shoes.
We should.
And put it on our social.
We're doing it. We're hands down doing it, because it takes me 10 times longer than a typical like way to tie your shoes. I now know the typical way, like, so I can go back and forth on the ambidextrous. I don't know. Maybe I just threw that out there. But yeah, it took me longer to tie my shoes, but damn it, I figured it out. I really didn't know how to tie my shoes for real until like college.
Who taught you?
Why do I want to say you? I don't know. I feel like someone at Joe's showed me or something. I don't know.
It could have been me. I don't know. And must be to tie
know.
aprons.
Yeah, I think that's what you're doing. Thanks, Whit. Thanks.
I'm sorry. Wait,
No,
thanks for
that was
teaching
good.
you?
Yes, thank you for teaching me. That was my party trick. We would have like parties at the house, and Mom would be like, "Michelle, where are you? Show everybody how you tie your shoes."
Dance, monkey, dance. A little gesture with their shoe tying. That's fine. We're still doing it, and we're going to make a video of it and let everybody see.
Yes, everybody has to see my party trick. I mean, come on. Everybody has a party trick, and this one's mine.
Yes. Yes.
It takes me 1,000,000 years to tie my shoe, and it's very complicated, but I do it.
I can't wait to see this video.
Oh, yeah. That was a fun one. When I would date somebody, that was always Mom. My mom would be like, "Hey, did you show them how you tie your shoes?" Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. I digress. What other signs? I don't know. It just makes sense now.
Yeah.
You know why I became a cheerleader?
So you'd be popular?
Yes. I used to sit by myself at lunch in like 8th grade a lot. And then they would take us to go and see like the high school pep rallies and stuff. And where I was also in band, and I think the 8th graders played with the high schoolers for pep rallies. I can't remember. But I saw like how the cheerleaders just like took the attention from the school, and like how cool they seemed, and you know how they were always smiling and people were smiling around them, and I was just enamored. I was impressed, and so I studied the shit out of them. I've never ever like tried to be a cheerleader, like Pee-wee or anything. Like I was cheerleader. That's weird. Like I don't want to. Like I always like, no, that's never gonna do that. And then my freshman year, I tried out and made varsity, and it's because I studied the shit out of them so I could do what they did. And my mom and I recently talked about this because I told her, she's like, "I wondered why you were a cheerleader. I thought you would never be a cheerleader." My mom is like a super introvert. Yeah. So I would like be cheering and I would look up in the stands and my dad's like getting into it. And my mom has this look like she's so scared for me. Like I can't believe my baby's exposing herself to do this.
I can imagine this, and it is amazing.
Yeah. She's like, "I wondered why you did that." I was like, yeah. I was a chameleon. I was trying to fit in. I was trying not to look weird. I was trying not to sound weird. Failing miserably.
I just eventually gave up on that.
Yeah. Thank you, perimenopause.
Yeah.
That helped. That was when I
sure
stopped.
did. Sure did. I was
honestly.
like, I think working around kids for me has been a big piece because they enjoy crazy adult, like the weirdness. And I got to do that with them and like teach cooking classes and stuff. And they thrived on that energy. And I think that helped me get over trying to put myself in a specific box. And this is who I am. And I'm like, that helped me become who I was, because I mean, that's who we were as kids. And then we go through this phase of not wanting to be that person anymore and to fit in. And then being around the kids, I was like, oh no, I'm just crazy like the kids. It's fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
They love me. Miss Whitney. She's so silly and kooky.
Yeah. It's funny when you're a kid and you look at the adults that are weird and you're just like, and then all of a sudden you realize you are the adult that is weird being with the kids. It's so funny.
Yeah.
But there's no shame in it. There's no shame in it. I'm good with it. But yeah, I feel like I'm a walking contradiction. What's that?
Oh, I was going to say, what's your next step? Like, you have your diagnosis. You are, I'm sure, going to devour all of the information that you can about it, because that's what I said.
My new obsession.
Yeah. I know. I told her, we were talking about this yesterday, I think, while I was driving home. And I'm just like, well, yeah, because you're a devourer of information. You're just like,
I'm an information vampire.
yes. So I'm sure it's just going to be deep diving, hyper fixating on all the information.
Yes.
Are you going to like
it's
join
really...
all the societies now?
Probably.
Probably.
Well, it's funny because when Taylor Swift's album came out, I had been studying so much about autism and ADHD and AuDHD and all that, that my algorithm was popping up, but nothing but AuDHD. And I'm like, I'm trying to find the doors and the secret messages and like, and now my algorithm is back to Taylor Swift. And now I'm like, I want to know more about autism.
Oh my God. I mean, the algorithm is giving me signs that I need to learn how to sew. So,
yeah. So
I'm going to go sew a jacket with my cute little vintage dog fabric that I got after I fell down the stairs at work.
Oh, yeah. I mean, speaking of being a klutz, that's part of it. I know.
How many stairs? How many
waiting.
times have I fallen down the stairs since I started? At least 3 times I've fallen down the stairs. Like, fallen down the stairs.
Yeah.
I twisted my ankle getting out of my car and had to put on one of those, like, surgical shoes. Not the boot, the shoe. Mm-hmm. The other day I was at work just walking and I twisted luckily I didn't hurt myself.
Yep.
Fell down the stairs. My shins are the ones that are sore, not my butt. I didn't even hit the stairs with my butt. I was waving at my other manager coming on property. I was like, hey. And then he goes, I just like saw you waving. And then I just heard, I've tried to see if there's a camera facing that spot and there is not. I have already asked. And I was like, damn it. I would totally want to put that on.
Oh yeah, we would totally put that on social. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Well, how many times have I fucked up my ankles? Like
a gajillion.
Oh my gosh. A year ago, I broke my ankle getting gas because my back foot caught on the gas hose. And then the foot that was on the ground, all of a sudden my ankle went, it just completely broke in 3 places.
I still wish you had that footage.
So many people are like, which gas station were you at? What time were you there? I'm like, I'm not telling you.
No.
Yeah. And then I like hopped back in my car as I was like excruciating pain. I just like slowly, I looked around. I was like, anybody see me? No? Okay. Hop, 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 get back in my car. And I was just crying on the way home.
I broke
so
my
bad.
pinky toe kicking Eric's weights in the
Yeah.
gym garage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's really funny. Matt went with me to one of my orthopedic doctor visits because I was like having knee issues, and I've had ankle surgery. Both my ankles have been sprained 50 million times. I've sprained them since high school. And Matt was actually with me at this visit, and the doctor was looking at like my mobility in my knees and the tendons and ligaments and stuff. And he looked at me and he goes, "Oh, you should never run." I was like, "What?" He goes, "You should never. Your tendons and your knees and your ankles are so loose. You should never run unless a bear is chasing you downhill."
Downhill. If you're going uphill, just die.
And Matt, to this day, was like, "I would have never believed you. If I wasn't sitting there with the doctor, like I would have never," because his family are crazy. They run marathons. Like,
I trained for a
no.
half marathon.
I know. Y'all are crazy.
Eric said that was the worst time of his life because I'd be gone for hours running. And he's like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hated when you were training for the marathon because you just be gone. And I'm like, oh, schnookums. I'm sorry. You can come run with
Matt's
me.
a jerk. He doesn't train. He just does it. He just shows up like, well, we'll see how this goes.
No.
Yeah, he's a freak of nature. But yeah, because he's always been like, "Come on, you can do the half. I'll run with you. It'll be great." And then my doctor was like, "You should
You're never
run."
allowed to. See, now you have a
I was like,
doctor's
see?
excuse. Can't do it.
But we're just spitballing, by the way. We have no agenda, no nothing. We're just these are just two best friends chatting it up. And it was because I talked to you on the phone yesterday, and I was like, "I'm not telling you any of my results. I'm not
No.
giving you any details. I'm just gonna give it to you like when we just raw dog it up in here." Anyway, it's funny because every time I've talked to, like, I talk to my family, I talk to some friends, and they're like, "What do you mean? You're so extroverted and you're so out there and you're so like a social butterfly." And like, no, I'm really
so
not.
draining. Like days of recovery from those kinds of things.
The whole time I was masking, and I had no idea.
Yeah, it's not like it's a conscious thing to know you're masking. It's just a like skill or a learned trait that you don't think about as like, oh, I have to learn how to do this. You just
You
do it.
All I've worried about is how does the other person in front of me need to see me show up? Maybe that's why I'm in marketing, because I'm always thinking about the customer experience. Like, I'm always thinking about how is this looking to the people right in front of me. So my thoughts, my feelings don't matter. Like, that's all I worried about was how I came across. And when people stop being polite and stop being real, I'm sorry, I just got real world stuck in my head, but
They start getting real. It's the true story.
Real world.
Nine.
real world, neurodivergent.
Real world.
Oh, I would see that.
Podcast.
I would fucking watch that.
Yeah, you would, because you are a real reality TV
I am junkie. Yeah.
devourer.
Yes. I am a reality TV vampire.
It's fine. I'm a smut vampire.
What's that? Slut vampire?
Smut. Not slut.
Oh.
Smut.
I know. I heard you the second time, not the first. Bless my heart.
Bless your heart.
Bless my heart. Yeah, but I feel like I've been masking my whole life. I think a lot of people have felt like I haven't been authentic. I used to get told like, oh, you should be a politician. And I didn't know why they said that, but now
I definitely don't see that. But
Well, yeah.
I'm behind the scenes.
Yeah, you haven't seen Work Michelle. Work Michelle is completely different than this Michelle. I even have a different voice. It was so, like, during COVID, Matt was like, what is that voice?
Eric did the same thing. He's like, what happened? Right? He's like, you have a phone voice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, sure do. Mm-hmm. It took me forever to stop having a podcast voice. Remember in the beginning?
Yeah, it's true. Hi, this is Michelle.
Hi.
Welcome to the Use Your Fear podcast.
Delilah. Yeah. Because that's what I do. I'm a performer. Now I don't.
But you have to lock yourself into like a room for the weekend to practice those lines to perform it.
True story.
Exhausting.
It's so exhausting.
But that goes back to that people pleasing. And the thing too is you were masking to try to fit into, like, it wasn't you trying to truly like be disingenuous and to pull one over on people.
No.
It was you protecting yourself. And now that you have this information, you can always, feel sorry for the younger you that didn't have this information and had to go through those trials and tribulations. But she going through that got to you to where you are now.
Yeah.
And it's the fucking journey.
The fucking journey.
Yes. So
my mom calls it that now. It's so funny.
That yes. So I think about that too sometimes. Like, if I would have actually, like, being diagnosed ADHD in middle school and would have been treated and had medication and tools and stuff to really truly help me get through, probably would have finished college. I wonder if I would have been an art major or if I would have tried something else. But art is what I love. And if I would have gone a different route, would I have been happy there? I don't know. But all I can say is I love where I am now. And I will always wonder about those other paths and journeys that could have been. But at the same time, they'll never be. So I don't want to sit here and focus and think about something that never could come to fruition instead of living in the now and just being the best version of myself and having grace for myself,
Well, who has the mental bandwidth for all that other shit?
Right. What was the movie? Was it Jumper? Or was it, no, the time traveler's wife, where he could like time travel and then it was one of the two. They could both travel. Yeah. And I think that they could change their like paths and stuff on doing different things.
Oh.
Or maybe it was Butterfly Effect.
I was about to say that's starting to sound like butterfly effect. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm mixing all three of them together in my head.
For someone who doesn't follow movies well, you just fuck my shit up. Anyway, but I'm surprised I actually landed on butterfly effect to help that situation.
Probably because it had Ashton Kutcher in it.
Yeah. I had a great thought and I don't remember what it is anymore.
Sorry, butterfly affected you.
You did. Totally did.
I think we put on ourselves ideas of what other people's expectations are of how we should show up. And without having the conversation and being curious like we're doing now, like we assume, as they say, you make an ass out of you and me when you assume that this is what is needed, and not necessarily it was. And I think it's important for our younger generations to focus on not losing themselves, because we do go through a trial, in our 20s and I think kind of 30s of trying to continue to figure out who we are and where do we land in society. But really the only person we ever have control over is ourselves. And that's a hard one to learn. It's a real hard lesson to learn. I think I was in my 30s when I learned that one.
I think I've always known that, but I took it to the extreme. Like, oh, I'm the only one I can control in this situation, that I need to change, that I need to adjust, and it's my responsibility to come across in a good way to whoever is standing in front of me. So it made me conform more. And it's on the assessment, the doctor was like, okay, so yeah, you're a super conformer, and then and you're really hard on yourself, huh? Like, apparently, like, that was a significant data point. So it's like you're masking, but then you're also beating yourself up, being tired, like whipping yourself while you're dancing.
Debo just got in my head. Whip it good.
Whip it good. Dun, 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 dun. I feel like Eric would love that part.
Oh, 100%. So how do you feel now? Like, do you feel like do you have a good grasp on wanting to be yourself and how you're going to show up? And how do you, like, if you notice you're not showing up as yourself?
Oh yeah. My body will fold right into, I don't even have to think about it. It just does it. The words come out, the actions happen. I have to step back. I have to slow down so I can stay grounded, because otherwise, like, I'll just go with the flow of traffic. And it's funny because now my mornings, like, I used to be this, like, wake up at 5:30, go work out, like, all this stuff. And now I have to wake up quietly, which I can't because I have 2 asshole cats. But after they're fed, then I can be quiet, make my breakfast, sit, breathe, meditate, eat my breakfast. Like, I need to give myself a solid, like, hour and a half to 2 hours of just quiet time with me on the couch and my breakfast and taking my medicine and drinking my coffee. And I'm very lucky to be able to do that. I don't have children, and I'm not going to have children. So, like, there's parents out there that don't get that privilege. And
I was just thinking how much that would not be able to happen if you had kids.
I know. and I always assumed I would have kids. It was always something that, yeah, that's what you do. You get married, you have kids, and then you have a house and a white picket fence and a dog, and
2.5 children.
yeah. But it didn't happen, and then I didn't find someone that I felt like I could have that kind of life with until I met my husband. And then I'm in my 40s, and then yeah, I can't have kids. So, and children are a blessing. I am the best aunt there ever is. I will go toe to toe with anybody who says differently. But I don't know if I would have been a great mom. Like, I know I would have done my best. I get very overstimulated, like very easily. And when I get super overstimulated, I have to fight everything possible to not lash out. And my husband and I have worked on it. Like, Matt's like, you're doing that shit again. I'm sorry. But yeah, my negative Nancy Michelle over here is like, you would fuck up a kid. Like, that's yeah. And I think
that's unfair, just because you never got the chance to do it, so you can't just assume you would suck. I think that it's fair to acknowledge that it would have had its
it would have been hard
for sure, because of being overstimulated, and it's not all easy. There's definitely, periods where it's harder than other times, and you don't know. I think you could have been a great parent, but it would have been a very hard journey to take. Yeah, the fucking journey. But now you don't have to put yourself into that trial, but you get to be a great aunt to not just your, biological niece and nephews, but like my son and daughter and stuff like that too, like your best friend's kids. So
yeah, kids are great, and then I give them back to their parents. Bye. Yeah, so lots to learn.
I mean, we could do a check-in once you feel like you've learned more, like 6 months, a year, something like that. See where this diagnosis has taken you, what you've learned, how it's, you've adjusted your life with it and everything too.
It's funny because I talked to my grandma, Nikki. Hi, Grandma.
Hi, Grandma. I love you.
She's like, well, how are you doing? Like, are you still loving what you're doing? And this has like kind of opened a new, I don't know if it's opened a door, but it's opened like a new thought process where I am super interested in workplace dynamics and people who are neurodivergent. And yeah, I'm just in that space right now. Like, I'm highly, highly interested in it. And now, like, I've worked with Autism Speaks for 15 years. The whole time I've been autistic? Are you serious? Like,
that's probably why they thought you were helping out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's one of us.
She'll figure it out. like I volunteered for Autism Speaks for 15 years. And now I'm like, I mean, I see myself being a bigger advocate now. And now like I'm even looking at autism organizations, and there's just not, there's a lot of things out there for kids who are early diagnosed, especially boys. And that's great. It's important. It needs to happen.
Yeah.
But as far as late diagnosed women in, their 30s or 40s, there's not a lot out there.
I don't think women were really getting diagnosed autistic until like our generation.
Yeah.
So I think that that's still so new, unfortunately.
Well, I would say level 1.
Right. But I mean, on the late diagnosis piece, like, I don't feel like there's a lot of older generations that had late diagnosed autism.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that kind of goes back to the masking and this is who you are,
Yeah.
But I feel like we're kind of a generation of, nope, I want to change the cycle. I want to do something different. I want to figure myself out more.
I think we're the generation of, God, this is fucking hard. It can be easier, but how? Like, let's put this together. The younger generation after us, they don't give a fuck. They're like, I'm not coming in on my day off. Go suck an egg. Like, they have more, they're brave. Like, they say it like it is. Like, I want to learn more from them, honestly. Yeah, I'm just in this super sponge phase of my life. I'm very grateful to know myself better, understand myself better, be able to learn tools that I can use to take care of myself in a healthier way and show up in a more authentic way. And because that's all I just feel like I've been a tryhard. I've just been trying so hard just to get you just like me. Like, please. Like, of course, I'm going to bring Taylor Swift up one more time because, of course, she has a song where she's like, I'm not a bad bitch and this isn't savage. And I'm just like, oh my God. Yeah, we've been trying to be bad bitches and savage. Like, we've been trying to be cool people, our whole life. And now, no, I'm not really that person. I'm a lot.
I saw a quote or a meme or something that was like, I'm not actually a baddie. I'm actually just a really weird neurodivergent. And
Yeah.
I don't remember how exactly it went, but I was like, yes. Yes.
Yeah. I'm done trying to look cool. I'm just like, this is me. If you don't like it, that says more about you than me. I'm sorry.
Kick rocks.
Yeah, kick rocks. But I'm excited to learn more. I hope talking about this helps people. I hope I learn how to help more people. I hope I learn how to help myself more. And yeah, and if anybody is offended by anything I said today, I understand, because I just got this diagnosis days ago, and I don't know how to navigate it in the most perfect public way, and I am not going to try. So I'm here to learn. If anybody has any resources or any stories you want to share, I'm open. You can email us at podcast at useyourfear.com. Sorry, I had to do that. My website, useyourfear.com. You can enter comments. You can try to be a guest on our show. I'd love to have autism experts on.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot here. It's funny because they say, oh, people with autism are like 2.2% of the population, but really it's so underdiagnosed. So.
And then saying that you can have both ADHD and autism is
Yes.
a big one too.
Surprise! What? So, can't wait for my next doctor's appointment when they tell me I have another diagnosis that I didn't know about. We can bitch about it. No, It's so weird that I have been volunteering for Autism Speaks for 15 years, and I'm now a part of the community in a way I didn't realize. And I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful that I kept advocating for myself, and I kept saying, no, you don't understand. There's something else. That journey has been excruciating. And this year has been exceptionally excruciating. But a lot of good has come from it. And I'm just very glad that you're here as my best friend. And you're always willing to listen when I'm going on my rage texts. And I'm just excited, for what's to come. And I'm open, audience, to anything you have.
Well, I love you, and we are going to hold hands and skip through this journey together, so...
While lighting ourselves on fire.
And falling down the stairs.
And breaking every bone in our body. Anyway. Yeah, we hope you enjoyed this episode. I know it wasn't normal, but I think it was a conversation that needed to be had, and that's all we got.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Use Your Fear podcast. Oh, great.
You can watch full episodes on YouTube, listen on all major podcast platforms, and support us on Patreon for additional cutting room floor footage. Follow us on all social media and visit our website at useyourfear.com to connect. Or if you've got a fear story to share, we'd love to hear from you. Please share and support so we can continue to have these meaningful conversations so others know they aren't alone.
Have a great day. Have a great day.